Saint-Tropez, a name that now evokes glitter, yachts, and the golden tan of Riviera summers, began, quite improbably, with a decapitated Roman and two animals. If you love history and stunning drone views, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Horizon History for more stories from above. According to legend, Saint Tropez of Pisa, a Roman officer serving under Emperor Nero, was beheaded for converting to Christianity around 68 AD. His body, along with a rooster and a dog, was placed in a small boat and set adrift on the Ligurian Sea. The strange trio washed ashore on the Provençal coast, where locals took it as a divine sign and buried the martyr. The place became Saint-Tropez, later Saint-Tropez, the only town in the world named after a man, a chicken, and a dog. The centuries that followed were anything but peaceful. The early settlement was repeatedly raided by Saracen pirates until the inhabitants fled inland, leaving the coast to the wind and seagulls. For almost 300 years, Saint-Tropez lay deserted. It wasn't until the 10th century that Genoese families resettled the area, encouraged by the Count of Provence. They built a fortified village overlooking the bay, its narrow cobbled lanes designed not for charm but for defense, though today they are among France's most photographed streets. The Genoese influence still lingers in the pastel colors of the houses and in the local surname, Tropez. In 1470, the Duke of Provence, René of Anjou, granted Saint-Tropez a charter of independence. The townspeople were allowed to govern themselves, elect their leaders, and maintain their own militia, a rare privilege in medieval France. For nearly 2 centuries, the Tropesians acted like a miniature republic. They traded with Italy, built ships, and chased off pirates with impressive enthusiasm. When the Ottoman corsair Dragut tried to raid the town in 1558, the Tropesians fought him off with such determination that he never returned. The victory is still celebrated every May in the Brevard, a 3-day festival of muskets, drums, and red sashes. It's a noisy, smoky affair, part religious devotion, part joyful rebellion, a perfect summary of the town's personality. By the 16th and 17th centuries, Saint-Tropez had become a bustling port. Its sailors were known for bravery and skill, often serving in the Royal Navy or embarking on Mediterranean adventures. Some turned to privateering, a polite term for piracy with a government seal of approval. The harbor buzzed with commerce: olive oil, wine, and salt heading out, silk, spices, and stories coming in. Locals had a reputation for being proud, stubborn, and outspoken. A 17th century traveler noted that, in Saint-Tropez, every man is an admiral and every woman his commander. The 18th century brought both glory and decline. One of its sons, Pierre-André de Suffren, known as Le Bailli de Suffren, rose to fame as a brilliant admiral and rival of the British fleet in India. His statue now stands watch over the port. But trade waned, and by the 19th century, Saint-Tropez had slipped into sleepy obscurity, a fishing and boat-building village with barely 3,000 souls. Then, one day in 1892, a bearded man in a boat changed everything. Paul Signac, a painter and friend of Seurat, sailed into the harbor, entranced by the light. He bought a house, La Hune, and invited his artist friends Matisse, Bonnard, and Cross to join him. They painted the sea, the ochre walls, the fishing boats, and each other. Signac described the light of Saint-Tropez as liquid gold that paints the air itself. The town, once forgotten, became a muse for modern art. By the 1930s, Saint-Tropez was a quiet bohemian refuge, hosting writers like Colette and Jean Cocteau. Its charm lay in its simplicity: a harbor lined with wooden boats, locals playing pétanque under the plane trees, and a pace of life dictated by the tides. Few could have predicted what was coming next. In 1956, French director Roger Vadim arrived to film Adieu, Créa la Femme, and God Created Woman, starring a then-unknown Brigitte Bardot. The movie scandalized conservative France with its sensuality and made both Bardot and Saint-Tropez world-famous overnight. Bardot settled there permanently in her Villa La Madrague, and soon the quiet fishing port became the epicenter of jet-set glamour. Hollywood stars, aristocrats, and artists descended like seagulls on a fish market. The world came to see the girl, one local said, but stayed for the light. The transformation was both astonishing and absurd. Old fishermen found themselves mooring yachts for movie producers and selling sardines to millionaires. The Café Sénéquier, once a humble sailor's haunt, became a runway for stars from Picasso to Mick Jagger. Paparazzi lurked behind every palm tree. One fisherman joked that Saint-Tropez has more cameras than fish. Yet amid the chaos, the town's wit and warmth endured. The Gendarmerie Nationale gained accidental fame through the 1960s, comedies starring Louis de Funès, whose bumbling police captain turned the local station into a symbol of cheerful French absurdity. Today, the building is a museum, one of the few police stations in the world that makes people laugh instead of groan. In the same decade, another icon was born, the tarte tropezienne. A Polish baker named Alexandra Mika invented the cream-filled brioche and served it to the cast of Vadim's film. Bardot loved it so much that she named it after the town. Sweet, indulgent, and slightly over the top, the dessert perfectly matched the new Saint-Tropez. Despite its fame, Saint-Tropez never completely lost its soul. The bravade continues each spring, with muskets blazing and saints honored. The old quarter still smells of salt and lavender. The citadel, perched above the town since the 17th century, still keeps watch, though now it guards against tourists, not pirates. The town's contradictions define it. By day, it's a painter's dream of ochre walls and blue sea. By night, a carnival of lights and laughter. Fishermen mend nets beside luxury boutiques, and church bells ring over the thump of beach club music. In August, the population swells from 6,000 to 60,000. Yet in winter, locals reclaim their narrow streets and play pétanque by the harbor as if nothing had changed since Sinac's day. If Saint-Tropez were to wash ashore again, he'd likely be baffled by the bikinis and Bentleys, but he might also smile at the spirit of the people who still defy convention with joy. From a martyred Roman's resting place to a medieval fortress, from a forgotten fishing village to a global icon of glamour, Saint-Tropez has reinvented itself time and again. It remains at heart what it has always been, a place of light and freedom. A village where rebellion is a tradition, where beauty feels inevitable, and where history, no matter how gilded or glamorous, always begins with the sea. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to give the video a like. It really helps the channel grow. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Maybe share a historical fact or a place you'd like to see from above next time. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Horizon History so you don't miss the next story told from the skies.